I'm Sondra Butterworth, that's Sondra with an O, not Sandra, and I'd like to give a presentation about quality of life and social support for people living with rare genetic conditions, but I was focusing on skin conditions in particular. So, before I start, can I ask just generally, anybody thinking about quality of life for themselves, what key things do you feel would help to improve your quality of life or maintain a good quality of life if you have one? Just throw, I'm not scary, come on.
Doctors actually being aware of the conditions.
Doctors being aware of your condition, anything? Understanding?
I'd like people to realise what people have to put up with when they install things like disabled toilets or pavements or surfaces. Because the people that design them fit to a design, but
Yeah.
aren't necessarily disabled.
So it's understanding again. Yes, great. Thank you very much. I'm at the last stage, yay, of a PhD study. I have a background in nursing. I did psychology as a master's. And this is health and social care because I'm trying to merge the backgrounds that I have together. So this is a mixed methods study. And the aim of the research was to explore the relationship between quality of life and social support for adults living with rare genetic skin conditions. And I did a literature review which was published, so you can Google it. And essentially, when I was doing the literature review, the majority of the studies were skewed, quite understandably, towards the physical aspects of rare conditions. But if you try to just investigate or find out what quality of life measures there are, they are not skewed towards physiological. They will have physical, psychological, social, and the World Health Organization has included a spiritual dimension. So if that's the case, what's that about? Why is everything skewed towards the physical? Okay, so as well as that, the study also seeks to gain a deeper understanding of the lived experience of people with rare conditions and ultimately aim to contribute to the improvement of care and support, which is both person-centred and empowering. Okay, so there was 3 parts to the study. One was the literature review, which I mentioned. One was an online survey, and the final part, semi-structured interviews. So there are a variety of different people who agreed to take part in the interviews. And what they were asked both in the survey and in the interviews was who provides support, as in psychosocial support for them. And they were asked to provide information of the different types of support. So education, activities of daily living, eating, feeding, and so on. So one of the things they were asked is if they have support for emotional issues. And I asked them who provides most of your emotional support, and as you can see from this graph, family or carer. But then my question is, who cares for the carers? Because if they're gone, there's not much social services support that people have from my findings. So who then supports the people with rare conditions? Okay. Then I made a conscious decision not to include quality of life measures, although I did look at them, and I did look at lots of them for rare genetic conditions, particularly skin conditions and connective tissue conditions. And I decided to ask the people themselves what they considered to be good quality of life and how that affects them. And I asked them to rate their own personal quality of life. I've got 1 minute to go. And you can see, that the majority were poor or fair in relation to quality of life. And the same, with social support, this is quality of life. And the same there, so mostly fair or poor. And I'll go to the final slide. So essentially, what I'm trying to pull together is getting an understanding that you can have expressed need, as in the families with rare conditions, and then normative needs, which could be defined by the professionals. And there is a gap between the expressed and assessed needs. Okay, so I want us to work together, hopefully, more mixed method studies. So if you have pharmaceutical study that improves some physical condition, then the next step might be, and I was able to get married. And that meant I was able to go to college. That meant I was able to go out and have a meal with my friends. So it's not at the end to say that the condition was managed physically, just a plea to see what the other aspects of quality of life can do. Yes? Thank you.